I'm Pastor George Borgard, and this is another Higher Things video short. Well, I don't like my president. That's the subject of today's Higher Things video short. So you've gotten to the point in which you're a little upset about your government. You have seen the news. Maybe you're upset about a hostage exchange. Maybe you don't even know anything about your government. Maybe you felt the pinch when it comes to taxes. You paid more taxes than you've ever paid before. Or maybe you took a look at your stuff and you were like, wow, Obamacare's coming. Maybe you think that's ridiculous, or maybe you supported the president and are a little bit disillusioned. How do you go about being a citizen and being a Lutheran? Well, first and foremost, being a Lutheran means trusting God and understanding that the leaders that you have, whether you believe they're good or not, come to you as a gift from a loving Father who gave up his Son for you. Think about that. You have a God who orders all things for your good, including your government. You would not have the government that you have apart from God. Now, you live in the greatest nation in the world in which you elect your leaders, which means you live in a place where you have leaders that you deserve, that we as a people want. And so that means even more time praying and asking God to have mercy upon us. You are to pray for your leaders. You are to honor them, to have respect for them. You are not to slander them or rip them up, but defend them, speak well of them. You are to be slow to judge and quick to hear. The time for judging your leaders is not on Facebook or or at the water cooler. You have freedom in America to discuss them, to disagree with them, but not to slander them. The time for judgment when it comes to your leaders is when it comes time to vote. Then you have a God-given, a holy task of selecting who will govern you. And when you pray for your leaders, you pray that God would grant them wisdom and discernment, that he would give you, that they would be to rule you peaceably, and to understand that being respectful to your government and those over you makes your life easier. And as long as you don't break the laws of your nation, you should never have civil problems with your government. Understanding in all these things that Jesus is Lord still. Even when you have leaders that you don't agree with. He is the Lord of heaven and earth, your Lord. He is the King of kings and the Lord of lords, your King. And so he is tending to you, creating a deeper trust in him through all these things that occur in your life, and bringing you to a closer relationship to him. When you can't trust your government, you only are given to trust God. And that makes everything, even having a government in which you don't agree with, a gift from him. By the way, think also that the same goes for your pastors. The Lord has granted you your pastors, even when you don't like them, to preach the gospel and administer the sacraments amongst you, which means you're given to love and cherish them and support them and be slow to judge and quick to hear, even when it comes to pastors that you don't like.